The point is, in San Francisco, the salons were closed, as you all know, right?
Yep.
And that's the whole thing, the total lockdown, which really didn't help the state a whole lot. Look at the top states with lockdowns. Look at how they performed. States without the lockdowns, look at how they performed. We've done this segment before. But this is funny because Nancy Pelosi, where salons were locked down, some footage, I guess, emerged yesterday of Nancy Pelosi emerging to get a blowout at the salon. Here you go. Look at this. That's Nancy Pelosi. Wow. I thought it was the costume lady from The Incredibles.
That's what she looks like.
She looks like a Latina. Look at how dark her hair is. That's Pelosi, and that's the and I'm sure straight hairstyle behind her.
Totally.
That's Pelosi walking in. She looks a little bit like a drowned mouse.
Well, you see when she's not on camera, she turns into the evil form.
Right.
She takes off the form and her hair
she just pulls off her face like Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
You're like, oh my God, it's Val Kilmer.
Oh my goodness.
But I bet they're so glad they installed those cameras.
What a hell of an advertisement for Ring doorbell. So there she is without her mask on. Again, rules for me, not for thee. But just like the Portland mayor, the reason this really matters is because Nancy Pelosi didn't just go out there and say, hey, you shouldn't do this, you should stay home. Right. She was on the warpath accusing the president of killing Americans for not obeying the laws that she flagrantly disregards. Here's a clip.
Clearly, it is the Trump virus.
Well, what do you mean when you say the Trump virus?
They're trying to make the Trump virus a thing. If he had said months ago, let's wear masks, let's socially distance instead of having rallies and political whatever they were, then more people would have followed his lead as the president of the United States, instead of being a bad example, making it like a manhood thing not to wear a mask.
You know she's super pissed that she can't coin phrases. This is the Trump virus. Everyone's like, oh, you mean the China virus? She's like, shoot. Dang it. No, I mean the Trump virus. Stop trying to make it a thing. It's not going to be a thing. No. It's going to be a thing if I say it's a thing. Yeah, but you were denied communion, so
it's not a thing. Yeah, sorry.
I didn't have a whole lot of respect for you. And we're going to get, this isn't the first time that she's been hypocritical, by the way. Of course, we're going to get to her in Chinatown.
Right.
But before this, we should tell people, the concern here, too, is not just that she's a hypocrite, but she has ended livelihoods in San Francisco.
Right. Yes. So I know some that lost their job. A salon job.
In San Francisco?
Yeah. I have a friend, Neurotic. He used to live in San Francisco. He got out, thank God. But his wife owns a salon, and she had to shut down because she could not do business.
Wait, your friend from San Francisco has a salon and a wife?
Yeah, well, his wife has a salon.
They
correct that.
I was like, I'm going to have to fact check you.
A statistical anomaly.
Maybe in Oakland, because barbershops are a cultural thing.
But yeah, I mean, it's a real thing.
Well, he's gotten out, though.
Yes, he's gotten out, thank goodness.
Yes. And this is, again, we talk about the elitism. Why do you think that the American middle class, they overwhelmingly support Donald Trump, or in a way that at least, they support Donald Trump to a degree that at least apologizes the left? Because you, Nancy Pelosi, have determined that someone's livelihood is not a worthy enough reason for reopening the economy, despite the fact that young, healthy people really are at no greater risk with the coronavirus than the flu, right? It's because you decided that them being able to earn a living was not really worth the price of purchasing votes from other groups that you're currently actively seeking. And so you fucked them. You fucked the middle class with the salons, Nancy Pelosi. That's what happens. And then you go in and get your hair cut. That's why people think the Democrats are elitists. We have Cuomo. Well, we should believe all accusers, but not myself. Brian Stelter saying, well, why are the media, why are those in the media and management allowing this to happen? Well, guess what? It happens right there on CNN because you're wrong. You were fact-checked by your own source. Then we have the mayor saying Donald Trump's a Nazi and Portland is fine. We don't need help. And now he's leaving his condo because it's being burned down, or at least they're attempting to burn it down repeatedly. And now we have Nancy Pelosi who says your business should be shut down indefinitely because of the coronavirus, and then she waltzes on in there like nothing's ever happened, like a hairless drowned sewer rat. And you wonder why the American people find you elitist, and also by proxy, that means that's why the black vote is overwhelmingly starting to tip toward Donald Trump. Now, I know you'll say only 36% or 19% compared to 6%. That's a big change. You've been taking the middle class for granted. You've been taking black people for granted. You've been taking, I don't want to say women because this could be bad, those with vaginas for granted. And now they're going, you know what? I think I'm more than my race. I think I'm more than more than that. And I'm trying to see, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't just vote to tax the rich like a selfish prick. Maybe I should look and see who wants a tide that raises all ships. Seems like the guy who wants to actually enact law and order, and a guy who wants us all to be able to go back to work, and a guy who wants everyone across the board to pay less in taxes, even though we already have a progressive tax. If that means that the rich people get a little bit of a break, but I get a huge break, you know what? I think this guy might be looking out for me. If they keep doing this, and I can't see it not happening because they've already set their feet. In other words, there's going to be, I guarantee you, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 more mayors like Ted Wheeler.
Oh, of course.
Where they've already said we're fine, and we're going to find out soon that they're not fine.
No, they're very much.
These people got started in politics and in the news before cell phones, and so a lot of them didn't, aren't counting on people being able to video their houses being burnt.
That was on video.
And Ring doorbell being able to take care of.
Right.
So the hypocrisy is much more easy to see now, but it's much more on display, and people can see it. That will change the votes.
Shouldn't surprise anyone that she's a hypocrite because she wanted to blame Donald Trump when it was politically expedient. But keep in mind that while the pandemic was still raging on, not only did Nancy Pelosi say that it wasn't really a big deal, but because of reverse racism or real, this moment is like a Michael Scott moment.
Yeah,
it's like, look at my Asian friend. I like spicy sauce. That's what she's doing. Where she was in Chinatown telling everyone that it was fine. Keep in mind, this is while the pandemic was raging. Here's the clip of Nancy Pelosi.
You should come to Chinatown. Precautions have been
white
taken
guy with
by
a
our
walk.
city.
If you look closely, he's operating her from the back.
Tourism traveling all throughout the world, but we think it's very safe to be in China.
Cue the Curb Your
and
Enthusiasm
hope that
music.
others will come.
It's a man, a white guy. She's surrounded by Asians. She's in the street in Chinatown, but the only one holding the walk is a white guy. Like he's about to hit her over the head like Wilma Flintstone.
Do you know? I mean, what kind of chutzpah do you have to level any criticism at Donald Trump when he was at this time taking action, and you're on the streets of Chinatown saying, "We think it's great, not only here but all over the world. People should come to Chinatown. Everybody should be out in the streets, and we think it's safe." And then to go back a few months later and go, "We never said it was safe." But we have
Donald
video.
Trump is killing people.
After that,
video,
she
actually.
delivered a god-awful parody of Funky Town with "Take Me to Chinatown." That's what she did. Again, her desire to try and paint Donald Trump as racist,
Unbelievable.
overrode her virtue signaling and putting on a mask or African garb like we saw before. She said one of those things.
Taking a knee.
She said, "Why didn't this administration do anything? Why were you telling people to take you to Chinatown?" Why did you do that? Because you want everyone to think Donald Trump is racist, and you don't really care about people's safety or livelihood, as seen by walking into that salon once you clear it out like you're a dead rat. It's like she walks in like she's a mob boss, only the difference is, at the very least, and I'm not saying that I support the mafia.
Right.
Like, they have to work their way up. They have to be a soldier. They work their way up to a chief. They work their way up to a boss. They have to keep their head on a swivel, right? There are some risks there. The only reason you can clear a place out is not because you've earned respect in the streets. It's because you just, you're a politician. So you can take their stuff. At least it's a voluntary transaction with, the heroin, the cocaine, the sex slaves with the mafia. Not saying I support it.
No.
Not saying
that I support
that. I have anyone or the Hells Angels on speed dial just because I'm from Montreal. Don't let it fool you. I'm just saying, these people really think that they have power. They only have the power that we give them. So let's strip them of more of it. Speaking of power, not the lesser Cuomo, Chris,
the
other one.
His brother. Here's a video of him hugging Savannah, Georgia mayor. Again, where's the mask?
It's a clear one. You can't
grasping
see it.
him.
And the reason that he's doing that is because his desire to show his bro hug with a black guy
it was like Predator.
Superseded his mask fear-mongering. I don't know. In his brain, he's like, oh, my God, hold on a second. I don't have a mask, but he's black, and I'm going to look like I got a decision to make. Come over here, brother.
Really get it in there.
It's going to be great for my reelection.
And keep in mind, this was after he'd issued a no mask, no service law there for New York.
That's true.
You were about to say something there, Audio Wave?
No, I just assume his mask was up on that mural that he made.
Exactly.
Wall.
Pinned up to the wall there. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
I feel like Donald Trump is playing these guys like 7 moves ahead at times. Like he'll do something and say something and then kind of like hold back the laughter for another day or two until they walk into the trap.
You don't even know why this is so funny because you just said several moves ahead. Go to CNN right now when it says Biden to travel to Kenosha, Wisconsin on Thursday.
See?
I want to do it too. I want to go. Me. It's like the little brother. You just want to face palm.
Yeah, exactly.
Give him
Too
the second
small
controller that's
for the
not plugged in.
backwards roller coaster, Tommy.
Yeah. He's like, Oregon, hey, I'll send in the National Guard to help.
Like Donald Trump condemned the violence first day.
Yes.
3 days later, Biden's like, why didn't he condemn the violence? Well, he did. Huh? What? I didn't hear it this morning. That's because he did it 3 days ago. What are days?
Stelter didn't say it.
You need a sundial? No, I don't think so. Let's just get you for a nap. Okay. I shit myself.
Again.
I need a wipey.
My son says that too, though. So I mean, to be fair,
he's going to Kenosha, Wisconsin. He's last at everything.